Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone's doing okay. So I just want to go over some weird stock market things that happened last week and maybe what we should start thinking about doing in the future. So I'm surprised like there hasn't been more, I guess, like coverage about this. But I mean, there was some, but I thought like they would have made like a bigger deal about this. So I was kind of wondering if like the exchanges are having problems handling some of the high volume. And it's not just related to like GME or any of like the meme stocks. And this is affecting even like I guess like probably the biggest like stock out there, like Berkshire Hathaway. So when I first saw this, I thought it was like maybe like a scam tuber like thumbnail, but this is like actually in the news. So like at first I thought like, well, what the heck happened? Because I thought like the overall market seemed to be fine, and it didn't really affect any of the any of the high yield option ETFs. But I mean, this is affecting like directly like the actual like stocks, but it wasn't like all of them. So apparently there was like a glitch on the New York Stock Exchange and the Consolidated Tape Association. So and I guess like the good and bad thing depending on which side you're on, they cancel these trades. So unfortunately, like maybe if you just happen to have like a limit order on like Berkshire Hathaway, obviously you didn't get it at like $185, because I guess they considered this like just like a mistake. So I mean, it's pretty crazy to see. Like, imagine like you're like a long time holder of Berkshire Hathaway. Like let's say you're Warren Buffett or someone that works there, and like you just happen to have some, and you see this like on your your brokerage account. You're like, what the heck happened? And at first I thought maybe it was like also like a flash crash, similar to like what happened like some years ago. But I guess the good thing is it was only limited to like a certain amount of stocks. Supposedly it was like around like 40ish or so. So no, unfortunately, people didn't get Berkshire Hathaway A shares at like a extreme discount. And like part of this is like when I saw this from like you also a Charles Schwab, like uh, like if you have happen to have like a Charles Schwab account, this is like the message that they sent out. They're saying like it was a technical issue with New York Stock Exchange quotes. But like if you read through this, like like it just says like some securities were halted, but it didn't really say why. And then but this also like we're saying like if you had just happened to have some of the stocks that were affected, like it affected your margin buying power. And then they're saying like, well, it's not just like exchange issue, like this is like also for like um all brokers. So of course like there was a lot of confusion, there was like a lot of people trying to find out like what's happening. So it was quite annoying. But the good thing is like it was fixed relatively quickly. It was like only about like 2 hours or so. But still, like you can imagine like you think everything's fine. Like, the stock market is like near all time highs, and then like all of a sudden you see like something crazy like this. And then like kind of somewhat related to this, or maybe not, or maybe this is coincidence. So BlackRock and Citadel are backing like this new supposedly a CEO friendly exchange in Texas. So I'm wondering if they saw something wrong and like they were also just trying to like protect themselves too. And I think for maybe for like just all investors in general, this could be a good alternative, especially if you have like the backing from like two of the biggest names in finance. But I know some of you are thinking, oh, what's the big deal? Like they got it fixed. And I think we should care, because like this time it was pretty relatively isolated to like a few stocks. But let's say like in the future, like what if like I'm sure some of you are looking to protect your investments. So like let's say like you have some inverse ETFs, but imagine like you can't get like cash out because like either the exchange is down or maybe your brokerage is like overloaded, and your orders aren't like going through. And then second, even if it's not like inverse ETFs, what if it's just like regular like ETFs? Let's say like you have some yield max or like you know like AIPI or whatever like high yield exchange traded fund. But what's the point of like having an exchange traded fund if like the exchange goes down? Like what if you can't even like maybe you need to like sell something just to like maybe pay off a loan or whatever, or even worse, like let's say like you have like some leverage and like your brokerage is forcing you to pay off your margin loan earlier because like the value of your stocks artificially drop for no reason, and then like you're kind of on the hook, and your brokerage is not going to care about you. But anyway, hopefully this is just like a random incident, and hopefully won't be worse than that. But I doubt it. Usually, especially if we have like another maybe like a blow off top similar to like 2021, we might see like all time high like volumes, especially with like and it's not just like limited to like Nvidia or GME or whatever like stock that just happens to be in the news. What if it's like another like speculative frenzy, and that causes like just like crazy things to happen on like the exchanges and like on the brokerage side? Because if you think about it, like if it can happen to like Berkshire Hathaway, like the A shares, imagine what can happen to like let's say you have like a yield max or Defiance product, and like maybe you're retired and you're just trying to just live off like the like the distributions or something, and like something happens. So I think it's a good way, like maybe also like another wake up call. Maybe it's good to diversify and maybe have some both like digital and physical cash ready to go just in case. So in case like in the future, like what if it's like a real flash crash, and like people are just panicking for no reason and they're actually hitting the sell button. It might be a good way to like have some you know like a way to kind of like buy stuff on the cheap, just in case. And then also if it's something even worse, maybe maybe having some crypto or stable coins or precious metals, just in case something just unfortunate happens. Maybe it's good to have that handy. So hopefully this wasn't too dark. Like it was just like a general warning. Hope you like this type of content. Subscribe if you can. Super thanks are also greatly appreciated. I hope people make some good money out there, regardless of market conditions. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.